Hello there, welcome to the Uganda Catholic Television on this 19th day of March 2025. My name is Sunday Gloria Aboch with Uctv News. Haji Swale Tibamwenda, a 1980 NRA war veteran, has called for a thorough investigation into the violence that marred the recently concluded Kawempe North by-election. Tibamwenda emphasized that security operatives found guilty of misconduct should be held individually responsible for the misconduct rather than attributing blame to the entire security force. Tibamwenda also cautioned the National Unity Platform Party supporters against provoking security personnel, warning that such actions could lead to serious and irreversible consequences.
Where you are not around, you can never judge. Some of us were not in Kawempe. We are only hearing hearsay. But I'm saying that a security person or personnel can never react where there is nothing wrong. These boys are trained. They know how to go about with the public. So we say, if there is anywhere that a security personnel missed, there must have been something that caused him to mess. Therefore, we advise the public that security people are human beings like ourselves. Don't disappoint him and you expect him not to also to disappoint you. Therefore, that's what I can say anyway about what happened in Kawempe with the security people. Lastly, I can say about the journalists. I've been advising that we must have a system. There must be a system that guides the journalists and the security people. Because a security person must know where he ends up, and the journalist must know where the boundary between him and the journalist is. Once you cross the boundary to the side of the security person will misbehave towards you. Therefore, we must know the boundaries between journalists and security. It is said that Noop won. If it did so anyway, it's good. That's the democracy that was brought by NRM. But unfortunately, me, I'm doubtful. I only blame my side of NRM, that the mobilizers of NRM, those who kept the Karuru of NRM, were very loose. Because a whole minister coming in the shortest time, he gets a person cheating 18 votes. While a minister walks when everybody is seeing him that he's coming, and he escapes. But what about these ones who are on the ground? What did they find out? Therefore, the Karuru of North Kawempe was not free and fair.
Leaders in Bukedi sub-region are on the hunt for 140,000 acres of land to implement a strategic development plan aimed at eradicating poverty across 7 districts of Busia, Tororo, Butaleja, Butebo, Kibuku, Palisa, and Bodaka. Speaking at the commissioning of the project in Busia district, Dr. Monica Mosenero, the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, emphasized that coffee and cocoa have been identified as the region's key cash crops, given their high demand and potential to drive economic growth.
Twagala tufuneko ebirime ebibeerawo nga biwangaala si byakusimba buli mwaka kye tuyita perennial crops, nti omuntu bw'asimba n'olwala n'omusana ne kakula at least omwanyi we guba gukuze kigutwalira kinene nnyo okukala naye enkuba bwetonya guvaayo ate bwe tuba tugenda kufukako amazzi awo tegujja nakala naye ffe tubadde tulina abuntu buno buli sizoni ne musimba buli sizoni buno wafuna ensigo ennungi sizoni eddako n'ofuna eziri feeke eyo neekufaako kati n'ekirala kati eyo kofi tumutaddeko nyesse atalina wanene nnyo w'olinaabo simbayo ebikolo 100 naye nga tusaba buli munabukedi at least afune eka emu at least n'abalala waliwo abagenda tuteekerawo eka 10 waliwo n'abalala basobola n'okuteekawo 10 naye mu bukedi abantu abasinga tebalina ttaka ddene era ekintu kino twakirondoola okulaba kusinziira ku bungi bw'ettaka tulina ettaka ttono kofi ne bwobeera ne half acre ufunamu ssente ezikumalako kubanga twakola research ekyo tikitegeera nti omuntu wa bukedi okumazaako famire omwaka wetaaga miliyoni 11 oyo research mubadde mumanyi kubanga ekitongole kyaffe kyetuyita Bukedi Development Consortium kyakwatagana n'ekitongole ekya gavumenti ekya Naro naye nga kyo kikola ku kofi kyebayita nakore netukuba emiranga netunoonya abantu abalina zinasare ezisimba ensigo ezo endokwa ezo kubanga zonna za ndokwa netutambula ne bagamba ono alina bituufu ono talina bituufu kati ffe nga Bukedi tetunaba kufuna kifo kimu naye tukiteekateeka naye kati abaagala okusimba kati waliwo zinasare ezirina genda weegulireyo naye tugenda kuba mu maaso awo nga tukola negotiations beeyi ensaamusaamu tunoonyako n'abamukwano n'ababibika n'abooluganda abasobola okutuwaayo ku nsigo ezo bwe zinajja buli kye tunaafunanga nze ndi maama w'abaana 7 omanyi abaana bange abo ndi maama w'abaana 7 Bukedi ne bwenfuna gundi ya omunwe gwa kasooli gumu ngumenyamu ki obutundutundu 7 n'enkola obwenkanya buli ke tunaafunanga nga tukaleeta nga tubuuza abannaffe aba ku district kano tukateekewo awateekewo ettaffaali kubanga twagala okutuuka mu mwaka ku mwezi gw'omunaana bwe tukolera anniversary tubadde twagala nga Bukedi ewezeeza awamu wonna at least nga tuwezeeza mutwalo gwa eka ziriko kofi ne koko.
Plani yaffe eri nti twagala buli district ebe ng'esobola okulima ekitono ennyo emitwalo 2 eza eka nga balima kokoa ne kofi kubanga ezo ze 2 cash crops ze tulabye nti zigenda okukyusa obulamu n'embeera y'abantu baffe mu Bukedi. So twagala ekyokulabirako wane Busia gye tuli nti Busia ebe ng'esobola okulima omutwalo gumu gwa eka ogw'emmwanyi n'omutwalo omulala gumu gwa ekaregi ogwa kokoa. Ekyo kijja tusobozesa okutuukiriza enkola yaffe gye twagala ey'okuteekawo factory ekola value addition n'ekyusa kofi ono ne kokoa mu bintu eby'enjawulo mu buli district mu sub-region ey'e Bukedi.
Bwe bamaze okukola national census ne bakizuula nti Bukedi sub-region ffe namba 2 ng'ova wansi mu bwavu era abakugu ne bakola enteekateeka biki ebisobola okutujja mu bwavu. Kakati minisita ekintu kyatandise ekyokuba nti batuleetera enkola ey'okutujja mu bwavu nkyaniriza nkyebaza era nina obukakafu bwe ffenna bwe tunaabanga tukitegedde kigenda kukyusa ku mbeera zaffe mu Bukedi.
Tuligamba nti oluusi akasente kagenda ne katusumbuwa naye ebyobugagga by'omu ttaka bino bye tulina tebisaanidde kuvaawo ne bigenda nga tewali ssente esigadde wano. Nga katugambe gold, ffe tulina gold e Busia yesinga obunene mu Uganda. Wagagai company eri okujjayo gold yesinga obunene mu East Africa egenda kutandika kujjayo gold wa trillion namba buli mwaka tosobola agamba nti togenda kuwa royalties ate shareholding nayo togenda tuwaako.
The Ministry of Health has issued a warning to communities about the dangers of open defecation, highlighting its harmful effects on public health. Honorable Margaret Muhanga, the State Minister in charge of primary health care, made this announcement during the launch of Health Sanitation Week in Katanga Village, Kawempe Division.
Responsibility, you can't blame it on anybody. It's your personal responsibility. And we need to talk to as many people. But I know that whoever does it knows that it's not right. It's not the right thing. That's why we're supposed to dispose our feces in healthy environments where they will not come back to us. Because diseases like cholera are just eating contaminated feces, contaminated food with feces. If you don't clean your environment where you live, then your child will always be susceptible to diseases like dysentery, cholera, vomiting. You can see now these river banks here. If you keep stagnant water near your home, that means it's a breeding ground for mosquitoes. But if you cut the bush around your home, then you won't get malaria. And if your children are sleeping in treated mosquito nets. By sensitization, health communication, we can only give people information because government won't come to your house to start getting you a better place for you to go and do your business. It's your personal responsibility. So we call upon parents in these areas. They need to really take care of these children and also avoid having stagnant water. You can avoid it by simply closing these places where water is clogging and becoming a breeding ground for mosquitoes. And also high-grown grass near your home. It's not very safe because they're also breeding grounds for mosquitoes.
And with those three stories, we'll take a break and we'll be back with more.
UCTV, good news for all.
You are watching UCTV, good news for all. For this and more, tune in to Kasese Get Radio 100.5 in Western Region, located at the hill of the Diocese of Kasese. KGR brings you all Catholic programs and an advertising platform in all our radio shows like Good Morning Renzori, Chama Tovoka, Ukute, the business show, Propeller, the request show and sports, Evaluation, Bahinga Bakuluka, Late Night Show, and many others. Our other services include Isuzu Tipa, a no car, public address system, live band, Omokekera, an audio recording studio, and outside live broadcast. For more information, call 0773 597 166 or visit our website www.kasesegatradio.com. Kasese Radio, Omusondoria, the voice of truth.
You are watching UCTV News. We'll continue with the local stories. Now, for many students, today's lesson goes beyond textbooks. They are gaining practical skills in making reusable menstrual pads and liquid soap, contributing to environmental conservation. Caritas Uganda, in partnership with Caritas Denmark, is empowering young people with eco-friendly alternatives to disposable menstrual products while promoting hands-on skills training in liquid soap making and tree planting to foster sustainability.
Although students are tagged to textbooks, the trend seems to be changing to involve learning practical skills. They are making reusable menstrual pads and liquid soap to tackle environmental degradation.
I can make my own liquid at home by using the simple things that they have told us.
In 2023, we had a similar project called Young Agents for Change, and in some sense we have copied it, but now we have focused on gender equality, quality education, and also responsible consumption and production.
The initiative is a response to the growing concern over plastic waste from disposable sanitary pads.
Caritas Uganda, together with Caritas Denmark, got a call from the Ministry of Finance in Denmark and funded a program under Globus that is looking at climate change together with menstrual hygiene. How does menstrual hygiene affect climate change? Now, if menstrual hygiene, when you're in your period, you use a pad. If you dispose it wrongly, it clogs the waterways. If you dispose it in a funny way, it affects the climate in the long run.
That's not how you build up society. If a woman is not able to get a pad, that's not how we do it. We should help the young women.
That I've learned, like they use cotton, they put cotton, you can wash it, you can use it more than once. So I've got an experience.
The initiative also incorporates environmental conservation through tree planting.
Personally, I look at a tree as a tube, an oxygen tube. Once you cut a tree, you have cut part of my tube to breathe. Therefore, we are planting these trees and telling the students, please look after these trees. Laudato si, care for Mother Earth. We are making a call. We are approaching World Environment Day. We are telling the young students, please, you can have a fruit tree planted at home.
For the school administration, these activities enforce the curriculum, providing students with skills beyond the classroom.
We have managed to teach the children how to make lid rinse stop, how to use reusable pads, and how to keep themselves clean and hygienic, especially during the menstrual period.
I'm advising like all the schools, even some my fellow students, that if you know about it, educate other people about the menstruation, because it's normal. Can you imagine, even an elephant goes through menstruation?
From menstrual hygiene to tree planting, the journey to sustainability sets with powerful steps.
My thoughts on reusable pads are that My thoughts on reusable pads are that they are a great idea and invention for climate change. We waste less, and there's a possibility to reuse them as much as we can, and it's also very accessible. So I can make them, my friends can make them, anybody can make them, and it's like I said, accessible, and it also creates less use of plastic and
menstruation cycles, and helping them to make environmentally friendly pads, reusable pads.
Uganda will mark World Environment Day on June 5th, but with an eye to projects that look at climate action, forests and carbon emissions.
Let's purchase bins for the schools. They are labeled in colors where you can put the metallic, glass and so on, then the rotting, then the papers, which will help us even if they are cleaning the school, where to put what goes where.
Partners have come in to give us bins, but still they are not enough. And I would like to thank KCCA so much, because when I called on to them, they gave us the scheme where we collect rubbish from. So at least that one tried to curb, because in the beginning rubbish would be thrown everywhere. So, but at least with that in place, and with other people coming to help us, like now Caritas Uganda and Caritas Denmark, at least they've given us those bins, and they've even provided us with pedal bins for putting in the used up pads. I think that one will help us, as we also help ourselves. When we call upon the parents, when they come in, they can also bring in.
Thank you for keeping it here on UCTV News. And as we continue, National Water and Sewage Corporation has announced a 33-hour water shutdown affecting parts of West Kampala, including Namasuba, Ndeje, Chengera and Budo. The disruption is due to urgent repairs on a pipe leakage at the Gaba water production plant. Residents have been advised to store water in advance as the shutdown will commence at midnight.
In Gaba we have three treatment plants. One of it that supplies Namasuba line. We're going to switch it off tonight, midnight, to handle a major repair, which we've been having for the last 1 month. we've intentionally made sure that we delay it because we knew the dry spell we've been in, there's no way we could have worked on it, but right now it's inevitable, we have to work on it. And it requires us to switch off the line and have it repaired, but the most important thing is we have mobilized our team. The work is starting today midnight, we're going to work throughout the night, and we need 33 hours to have it complete, so we'll be able to restore water by Thursday midday. The places that are going to be affected, places around Ndeje, Salama Road, Namasuba, Lubowa, Chigo, we have Seguku, we have Nalumunye, Bandwe, Chengera, Budo, and along Masaka Road. So those are places that are going to be affected during this period. So
finally, from the local scene, the Parliamentary Committee on Gender, Labour and Social Development has urged Ugandans, particularly leaders, to take personal responsibility in the fight for gender equality and equity. The committee emphasized that addressing issues such as corruption, regional disparities and social injustices should not be left solely to the Equal Opportunities Commission, but requires a collective effort from all citizens to build a more equitable Uganda.
Have a specific obligation to include in its recommendation this important challenge we're facing.
Fight for its stay, and also we shall analyze, because we can't depend on this paper note to determine how much they need the budget increments and allocations that they requested for. But we shall go back and analyze the other documents they do submitted to check out for the impact of the increment, because that was one of the things that we requested. We don't want to just increase the budgets without seeing tangible outputs, or without seeing to what extent will the increase in the budget bring an impact to the people that we serve. So after realizing that, I will call for colleagues to come out and support the Commission if we see and we weigh that really the increment is necessary and it has to be effective. We were in the same meeting, and I requested for the voice of the Commission to the young people who are still held in prisons, especially on issues or political cases. These young people have never seen justice. They are held in court martials, even after court ruled and said civilians should not be tried in military courts. These citizens or young people had families. They had daughters. They had wives who are now on masses of people who are trying to reach out to give help.
Corruption in Uganda significantly undermines service delivery by diverting resources meant for public services such as healthcare, education, and infrastructure. Funds allocated for these essential services are often misappropriated through bribery, embezzlement, and kickbacks, resulting in substandard or incomplete projects. This not only reduces the quality of services, but also delays their availability to the public. Corruption erodes public trust in government institutions, weakens accountability mechanisms, and discourages effective implementation of policies, ultimately depriving citizens of their services they need and exacerbating inequality. Creation of too many local government units. The creation of too many local government units and non-functional cities has become a major factor hindering service delivery in Uganda. While decentralization aims to improve governance and service provision, the rapid creation of new local government and cities has led to duplication of roles, bloated government structures, and inefficient resource allocation. Many newly created cities and local government units lack the necessary infrastructure, staffing, and funding to function effectively, resulting in poor service delivery. Instead of enhancing local governance, these units have often become burdens, contributing to administrative inefficiency, delays in service provision, and a strain on already limited resources. Salary disparities. This one is coming up again. Salary disparities across Uganda's public service has a significant negative impact on service delivery. When there are large wage gaps between different sectors or levels of employment, it leads to demotivation, dissatisfaction, and reduced productivity among public servants. Many skilled professionals, including health workers, teachers, and other civil servants, are discouraged from performing their duties effectively or may leave for better paying opportunities elsewhere. This creates a shortage of qualified personnel, disrupts service provision, and lowers the overall quality of public services, ultimately hindering national development and citizens' access to essential services.
And it is time for Today in History. And that's it for the Wednesday edition of UCTV News. I am Sunday Gloria Abwatch.